Hello everyone, I just got assigned 12 Steel Dragons. A little bit of information about the Steel Dragon is its combat level is 246, which that obviously means it's going to have high defense and it's going to have a high max hit. There is a potential to make a large sum of coins from these as they drop the rare Draconic Visage. It's very rare though. They also drop Dragon Plate Legs and Plate Skirt, which sell for around 250k. And you'll get the occasional Runite Limbs, and a lot of alchable stuff is on their potential drop list. But the key thing to taking on these dragons is that you want to block out all their damage. If you don't, they'll tear you to shreds due to, just its sheer power. Um, so being a dragon, they use anti-fire, but unlike regular dragons, they use a long distance, a ranged dragon fire. That is not, and protect from magic does not block any of the damage from it, unlike other dragons. So you cannot use protect from magic plus the anti-dragon shield to be completely immune to their dragon fire. The only way to be completely immune to their dragon fire is to use an anti-fire potion with an anti-dragon shield. And so yeah, you have some, you can kill them with any combat style of your choice. They're particularly weak to magic, being metal. But you have to factor in the cost of the runes. So if you're gonna use magic or range, if you use magic or range, the task is very easy, very laid back. No prayer flashing whatsoever, unless you want to increase your accuracy and slash or max hit. So yeah, if you use ranged, you have full protection from their dragon fire, and you're attacking them from a distance. So you can just sit there. Thing is, due to their high defense, you want to use an accurate weapon with powerful ammo. And as you can see, what 07 doesn't display, what it doesn't tell you about ranged, is that each type of ammo has a strength bonus, kind of like how melee items can provide a strength bonus. With ranged, the strength bonus comes sheerly from the ammo. So if you want to hit them at a decent, if you're facing something again with a high defense level, you want to make sure you have a high ranged bonus. As you can see, mine's 166. Clearly goes way higher than what I could achieve with melee. And the strength bonus of the adamant bolts is 100, and this can be found on a ranged max hit calculator. A ranged max hit calculator displays all the strength bonuses of every type of ammo. I hope sooner or later Jagex implements where it shows the range strength bonus on this screen right here. However, it doesn't. But I know for a fact adamant bolts have 100 strength bonus. So if you're going to use range, definitely want to be accurate and have an accurate, powerful attack with your ranged. Crossbows are very accurate. They give a very high ranged attack bonus and allow you to use a shield, which is perfect for this case if you're going to take on a steel dragon. The bolts will hit them decently hard. One thing you have to consider though is with these benefits comes the cost of attack speed. A crossbow is like a little bit slower than a whip. Like it's just like that next notch slower than a whip. Um, by the time, pretty much by the time you shoot one bolt with a crossbow, except the bone crossbow, by the time you shoot one bolt, you could have thrown 3 knives. So you just want to keep speed in mind when training Slayer as well. If you use melee, you definitely want to use a fast, you would use probably a fast weapon with a high attack bonus, like the whip, strength bonus, black mask. And yeah, keep in mind I have an imbued black mask, which will increase my ranged and magic accuracy should I choose to use magic, but I'm not. Which brings me to the topic of using magic on steel dragons, which is a very common method. If you're going to do that, stack as much magic accuracy as you can and use a high damaging magical attack. The downside of this is it's expensive. There's a good chance you'll lose money that you won't gain back in picking up the dragon bones and stuff. But it could be potentially the fastest. It has about the same speed as a crossbow anyway. So your options are ranged or magic, which have the same speed. Or you can use melee, in which you have to prayer flash to stay there a decent amount of time. You have to prayer flash their melee attacks while remaining immune to their dragon fire. And of course, the benefit of using melee with protect from melee prayer flashing is you get that attack speed. For every I can't do the math. Let me do the math real quick. Okay, for every 3 magic or ranged attacks you use with a regular crossbow or magic, for every two of those magic or ranged attacks, you could use 3 whip attacks. So it could potentially pay off to use a whip with its speed, but it's up to you really. Do you want to prayer flash melee and risk getting hit their max hit of 22? It's really whatever you prefer. Having said that, I will move on to their location. Alright, well, this is a map of Karamja, the top of Karamja with Brimhaven, and over here is the Brimhaven dungeon. This is the Brimhaven dungeon over here. If you're coming from another Slayer Master, you can take a boat, preferably from RD to Brimhaven. It takes you right to Brimhaven, close to the dungeon. But if you can't, you can use a charter boat, or you can go to the one from Port Sarim. I don't recommend that, it's kind of silly. But anyway, you head to the Brimhaven dungeon. Okay, to get to the dungeon from the Brimhaven village... One second. To get to that dungeon from the Brimhaven village, or in this case Shiloh, which you can take a cart directly to Brimhaven, you want to head south, as I have mentioned in other videos where creatures are in this dungeon, where this is the preferred location generally. Remember to bring GP and an axe to cut the GP to pay the expense of entering the dungeon, and the axe to chop down the roots. So you pay him. I always thought it'd be cool to have the option to can use use persuasion, the art of persuasion, to get into this dungeon, but that was never implemented. But yeah, I'm taking the agility shortcut. If you don't have the agility, you want to go to that area. Agility is not required here, it just makes things faster. Luckily I have the agility level for this shortcut. But yeah, you go down. Should have brought energy potions, but I didn't. You go down this way, past the fire giants, to the very bottom, the very south end of the dungeon. Cut 2 roots. Okay, right here, after you cut these roots, you want to drink your anti-fire potions. Pay close attention to the chat box, as it will tell you when the anti-fire is about to wear off. And you find some steel dragons. Oh gosh. A lot of steel dragons are concentrated near the bottom, or yes, it can be a little tedious with there's 2 different types of dragons here. But you know, free yourself from the ones that aren't your Slayer task by whatever means possible. Oh boy. Okay, nothing but iron down here. This is really annoying. Really annoying. So yeah, maybe you want to hug the edge. Alright, I got a steel dragon. So yeah, you pretty much make sure you're on rapid if you want the fastest attack and highest hit. And the good thing about ranged, instead of flashing protect from melee, you can flash Eagle Eye, or whatever you can use for prayer, whatever your prayer level allows you to use. And yeah, just to show you how long it takes to kill one of these, due to their high defense and stuff. I mean, it can get pretty ridiculous, but this is the safest measure to use. As you are not up close and personal. They have a very high defense for them to hit this many, to be hitting this many zeros. It must have very high defense. But yeah, that is all for the guide on how to get here and the best way to approach this task. Thank you very much. Happy slaying.